Welcome back to the Voice of Metal, where we talk about all things metal, different lists, different bands, different people. Hopefully, when we get more subscribers, we will definitely have somebody on here. I'm planning on that. I might not be able to do the live because I've noticed that for some reason my internet is lagging a little bit, so I might have to record it ahead of time instead of doing the live version and then upload it later because it seems to be dragging quite a bit. Unless I can find some way of speeding that up. So I'm hoping that will help. So we'll figure that out here. I might have to do a little research to find that out, but we'll see what happens. It might not be right away, so I apologize for some of the recordings. You can hear what I'm saying, but you cannot see me in my live action. So we'll see what happens. And I do appreciate each and every one of the new people and the people that are already here for subscribing. And I appreciate that so much. So hopefully we'll have that resolved and everything up and running eventually. So my new topic tonight, I figured we're doing all these different metal bands, different genres, the top list of different bands, different songs, like Halloween stuff. I thought, why not do some internationals? Because there are a lot of metal bands outside the U.S. that are just as good, if not even maybe, who knows, even better, and you might like them better. So without further ado, we will maybe at least maybe do two different countries, and I'll do a part one and a part two, depending on how long it takes to get through it. So we'll see what happens. I had a list kind of prepared here of different bands from different countries. And I think I might have the magazines that they come from or website that these lists come from. I'm not sure exactly because I gotten two different lists. So, but I might, yeah, that might be it. So the Japan one we're going to start off with, I think is from Burn Magazine. Yeah, Burn Magazine is from Japan. So here is some of those groups. Now, some of these I've never heard of, and some of them we all have heard, kind of, sort of. So this, I know the Japanese ones probably are going to be bands that hardly any of the American people have maybe heard of, except for maybe one out of all those, which I'm not sure if I've heard of X Japan. So that's number one in Japan. Whether it's popular here in the United States, I don't think it is. But the number two metal group is Baby Metal. And actually, I wouldn't mind going down through and maybe seeing which albums are the most popular in certain countries, because I think that would be kind of a cool thing to do. They might say, okay, Baby Metal's blah 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 album might be the most popular song. That would actually probably be the best thing, is the actual songs, so that way people know which ones are the most popular songs from each band. Which I don't have listed. I could have done that, but I didn't think about that. I could have done some research to find out, or search for it. So number three is Loudness. Now this is something different. It'd be kind of interesting to see what they sound like versus everybody else. It's an interesting name for a metal band. There is, that reminds me, there is an article I just read today about the traditional metal bands where they're all kind of spiky and kind of gothic like feel for logos, but there is a metal band out there that's totally different. It's like all colorful, different colors. It looks like a Toys R Us logo with a backwards R, and I don't remember the name of the band. So if I can find it, it might take me a minute to find it, or maybe I could tell you later. So I'll have to have that listed. I was doing some looking at different things that I was going to talk about tonight while I was out shopping and stuff like that. So it was kind of an interesting little thing that popped up on my I get kind of alerts about metal stuff on my Chrome browser on my phone. So it kind of comes in handy for that. So I have other things to talk about. Bow Wow is number 4. And then there's number 5, Anthem. See, these are some interesting names. I'm going to have to start listening to some of these. Number 6. Now, this one, I'm not certain if I can pronounce it correctly. It looks like kind of like Battlestar Galactica. It says Galnerys, Galactorus. So I'm gonna have to find out how to pronounce that one. It's just like number 7, Durin Gray, I think, or it looks like Directory English Gray, En Gray, number 7. Who knows? Now this one's easy to pronounce. Is 8 is Luna C, which actually is a pretty name for a band. I mean, I'm not sure if it's a metal band, but maybe it's like a new metal or a white metal band. And that's the thing, is I don't know the subgenres of some of these, so I'll have to apologize. I have to do, if I have time and I can do that, I'll try to do that to get that kind of out there for people to to know which kind of genre of metal it is on some of these. Number 9 is Nightmare. Now that sounds like it might be a really cool metal band because it's Nightmare, of course, right? It's kind of like Halloween themed in a way, or Nightmare on Elm Street, or something like that. So I think that might be actually pretty cool. It's hard to say on that. Number 10 is Versila. Is it Versils? Versils? I think that's how you pronounce that. It's rather interesting. Now, some of these other ones, I'm going to go now. These are just the top 10. I think I put down top 20 metal bands, so I apologize. I'll have to change that. I should say top 10 metal bands according to each country, but that's, it's close enough. I can always change it. Technically, it's more than 20. It's like 40 if you go all the countries. I think I hear my cat. That's crazy. Anyway, Brazil. She's getting mad because I kind of kicked her out. So she's not on top of my chair in the back. Brazil is number 1 group, of course, is Sepultura. Which actually, I'm surprised that another band that originally started them is not higher in Brazil. Angria, I think is how you say it, is number 2, I believe. Christum, see, some of these names are so hard to pronounce. Number 3, Ratos de Porta, I think is how you say it. So since they're in Brazilian, probably. Cortes is number 5, or Cortez. I'm not good at pronouncing words, so I apologize. Number 6 is Torture, which is a pretty easy one to, which probably is a pretty, it's probably more like a death metal band, just based on the title of the band. It's hard saying. Number 7 is Cavalier Conspiracy. That's the one I was talking about. Since they started Sepultura, you'd think that they would be like number 2 or number 1, and then Sepultura is number 1, because technically they are Sepultura. And they even mentioned that. It says, you want to get some real old school Sepultura stuff? Well, they say that S word. Yeah, they're original. Andre Matos is number 10. I think that's it. See, that's really interesting. It's close. Oh, wait a minute. That's number 10. Sorry, I skipped over Soulfly, number 8, because I don't know. I'm not a big Soulfly fan. Well, there might be pretty. Oh, wait a minute. That's. I'm thinking of some other band. Sorry, that was more of a pop band that I was thinking. I was like, no, Soulfly is Max's other band that he's in. And number 9 is Max Cavalera. So he's on like 3 of the top 10 things in his stuff. That's kind of interesting. So as Cavalera Conspiracy, Soulfly, and Max Cavalera, and Sepultura is number 1, which he was originally in. And I have a feeling that some of these other bands that are listed possibly might be one of his sons, because I know from what I heard from a concert goer, which I didn't even know this myself because I don't know everything there is to know about metal. But he said that his son actually plays in a band himself. I thought, cool. And I think I actually listened to one of them, and I can't remember now what the name is. I like usually when I get a new band, I'll listen to it, I'll hit like, so that way I don't forget the band. So at least it's in my like list, one of their songs. It doesn't matter whether I like it or not. I just want to make sure I don't forget, because I'm good at that, Anyway, this is number, Max Calvaler, and then the Andre Matos, I think is how you say it. is number 10. Germany is Scorpions, which is not super heavy metal, but it's more of a kind of heavy rock group. So I don't consider them metal, but you never know. Some people might consider that. Number 2 is Accept, which I've never heard of. Halloween is number 3, which I definitely have heard. Creator is number 4 in Germany, and they are really, really good. I like them a lot. That and I forgot who else. So of course, Cavalier Conspiracy, of course, and Brazil. So I agree with the Brazilians on that weight, but should have been higher on the list. Number 4 is Creator. Oh, wait a minute. Sodom is number 5, which actually I've heard their stuff. Very awesome band. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Great stuff. Destruction is number 6. That one I don't think I've heard any of their songs yet, but I definitely want to try and check it out. I need to make a playlist of all the different countries. I might have to put them separately so people know that this is from the top German metal bands so far, or Sweden. That's the next one, or Japan or whatever. Anyway, did I say that one? No, 6. Destruction. Yeah. Number 7 is Blind Guardian. I think I might have heard their stuff, but I'm not 100% certain. So I'll have to kind of go back through all my songs and figure out if I've listened to them or not. To be honest, I'm not certain. Number 8 is Gamma Ray. That's interesting. That's an interesting title. I'm not sure if that's probably more of a new metal band sound. That's my guess. Sounds like something you would get from like Zombie and all this other stuff. Kind of, I don't know, because some of his songs. Number 9 is Rage. Now that sounds like more like a super heavy black metal, maybe, possibly, or death metal. Who knows? Number 10 is Gravedigger. Now that one I have no idea what genre that one is. I would assume death metal because it's about corpses and death and Gravedigger, But they're not he's not the like the what they call it, the reaper, so to speak. He's just the guy at the grave digging the graves, right? So who knows as far as names go. Okay, that was number 10 on Gravedigger. Sweden's, this is rather interesting, quite a bit different actually on some of these. Number 1 is In Flames, and actually they got some pretty good music out there. I believe that they're really, really, really good. Number 2 is OTEP, which is rather interesting because there is another metal band with female or women in the band that I'm really surprised that they might not be up there. See, that tells you right there, as far as certain people are concerned, they're a metal band. They're pretty popular, but they're not high enough or big enough yet to be on this list or any other list. Or they're up there with certain songs, but they I'm not going to get all that. But there's another band I've heard there's I think there's a metal list that I found on somebody else's thing, and it just happened to pop up about all female metal bands, and I think I saved the playlist on my channel. So if you look at, I basically just saved a copy of the whole list. So if you see that all female metal bands, check it out. I haven't listened to all the songs, and I'm hoping to research and do, find some of their other music that they might have. Who knows? It might be really awesome. Because I am trying to support female artists out there. Because I believe that that's one of the things that has dramatically changed in the last couple of years, is that there's more women in metal and other industries out there. And I think that's a great thing. I think it's wonderful to have that. So I am definitely a female band supporter. I think I need to do that. I need to do the list of top metal, female, either partial metal, female metal bands or all metal female bands out there, because I think that would be cool. Or my list of favorites, because, I might have different opinions than the magazines do. Who knows? Sorry, I kind of went on tandem there with the OTEP. But Arch Enemy that's the reason why I did that, is because Arch Enemy was number 3, which she's a female singer. I think there's a male and a female singer in Arch Enemy. Number 4 from Sweden is Dark Tranquility. I'm not sure, but that sounds like it might have a woman in the band, but who knows? Maybe Sweden's known for female artists. I don't know. At the Gates is number 5. Amon Armoth, I think is how you pronounce that. Number 6. Amon Amon Armoth, I think is how you pronounce it. If I'm sounding it out properly, I have to do it out vocally loud. Number 7 is Soul Work, which I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of genre they are. Sounds like maybe death metal. Because it's soil work. Maybe it's like in the ground digging, like the Grave Digger one. Now this one I can't pronounce that. God, I hate that. I've heard the band before. I think number 8 is Mahaga. I think I'll forget it. It's Mashuggha. If anybody can pronounce that for me, I greatly appreciate it. Or break it down for me. Number 9 is Hammerfall. I'll know them eventually. From Sweden, which I think I've had one or two of their songs play on my playlist before. It's hard saying. And number 10 is Candlemass. That sounds like a death metal band to me, or possibly black metal. Possibly, I don't know. It definitely doesn't sound like another, what do they call that, new metals. Because usually the new metal bands sound a little more like In Flames. I think their new metal. OTEP is maybe that. Arch Enemy, I don't know. Dark Tranquility might be death metal or black metal. I'm guessing from the title of their band. So this is anyway. So I need to do that. I need to make a specific list. Actually, I wouldn't mind checking that out. I might do maybe more of a breakdown of different countries' metal bands, kind of, or a list of the most popular ones, because I think that would be kind of something to check out. Because I'm all for trying to explore outside, the United States, because there's a lot of great bands out there, and a lot of them that we all know and love in America are from other countries, like Infected Rain is one for sure. They're from Russia, I believe. And there's one that was that I know about this from the Ukraine, which I know their name. I just can't think of it off the top of my head, and they're phenomenal. They're a really great band. And I think that's the one I saw live, I believe. I know I've seen Infected Rain. They're really good. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. Raven Black is another one. All female. Well, not all female. One female singer, like 3 other people, in the band.